I did a blog entry, I think it was last week, comparing three kinds of edible glitters. And I'm going to get you kind of up close and personal with this because I want to show you the different textures. The top tier here is rainbow dust, and I will add that I painted the whole cake silver before I put the glitter on it, just in case there were any spots. Like right here it's a little thinner, but it'll show silver through the background. So that way, you know, if you did put some little blank spots, it still looks silver. So anyway, the top tier is the rainbow dust. This I really like because it has a really fine texture to it. It's like a ground up gum arabic, so it's totally edible. And it doesn't give you any kind of weird rough surface that sticks out too far from the cake that you have to deal with. So that's available in my online shop, which is acake2remember.biz, B-I-Z. And I think I also have this middle one listed in my Etsy shop. This is Wilton edible glitter that comes in those little containers. It's about 2 inches tall with a white cap. And the downside to this is it's not as sparkly as the other two, and it's kind of flaky. So if you're looking for see like on the side over here, the texture that you get that sticks off of the cake, that's from just the size of the glitter itself. So you have to deal with the texture. As you can see, on the rainbow dust there is no texture that's coming off the cake, so that's the benefit of that. If you don't mind that, that's okay. But this is not as shiny as the other two anyway. The bottom one is just regular sanding sugar. This is really shiny, but it does give you a really rough texture. Let me see if I can get a... Yeah, see, you can see on this edge, it's big chunks of sugar. It's large sugar, so it's going to give you more of a depth of a texture that you're going to have to deal with. And the reason I was wondering about this particular cake is I was looking at it after a week of having it sit out in my dining room, and it's really still pretty shiny. So I thought, wow, let me do something to it just to mess around with it. So I added these little flowers to it, and this would be really pretty in a monochromatic scheme. Like if you had a wedding cake where the bride wanted a lot of bling on her cake, but she also wanted flowers. If you do this whole thing in white and have the white sugar, the white glitter, whatever, and then add white flowers to it, that would give it some texture and would still have the sparkle to it. And this is wafer paper, and I've attached these with piping gel, and they do stick perfectly fine to the glitter. So if you ever have that kind of a design quandary where you're trying to figure out how to do the, you know, like the ruffly cakes that have the big ruffles on them or the ruffle flowers, this would work nicely to do that kind of effect with the glitter underneath it, so you'd have a little shine and a little ruffle. So just keep that in the back of your mind. It's always good to stock up on tips and things that can work. And if you have any questions, let me know, and I will answer them as soon as I can.